The fruit bat is a large taxonomical family of related species, mostly originating from the tropical and subtropical areas of Africa and Asia. The fruit bat spends much of its time hanging upside down in trees or caves with other members of the same species. They are aptly named for their habit of feasting exclusively on fruits and plant parts. However, many species are currently endangered by hunting and habitat loss. The bat is an exquisitely talented flyer. In fact, it is the only mammal fully capable of flight. These bats have an unfortunate tendency to incubate viruses and other diseases. While the fossil record of the fruit bat is sparse, genetic analysis reveals that the ancestor of all fruit bats probably evolved more than 30 million years ago. One of the more amazing facts is that fruit bats play an important role in their local ecosystem by dispersing undigested seeds or pollen throughout the environment. Some plants have even evolved unique adaptations that make it easier for the bats to feed. This mutually beneficial adaptation is an example of a symbiotic relationship. Despite being the only mammal capable of full flight, the fruit bat has many hallmarks of mammalian ancestry, including the long coat of fur and the ability to produce milk. Even the wing membranes are just extended flaps of skin. However, there are many defining features of a fruit bat, such as the relatively large eyes, the simple erect ears, the canine-like face, two upper and lower canine teeth, and a big rostrum, the beak-like part extending from the nose. Some species possess all manner of unique accouterments. The tube-nosed fruit bats, for instance, have tube-shaped nostrils that project from the snout. The aptly named hammer-headed bat has a large, blunt snout that's shaped conspicuously like a hammer. The Franquets and Buettikofers epauletted fruit bats of Africa have scent glands on their shoulders decorated with small tufts of white fur for social purposes. The word epauletted literally means a type of decorated shoulder pad. Another defining feature of these animals is a large size. While a few species measure only a few inches from head to tail, the fruit bats are on average the largest types of bats in the world. The impressive large flying fox has a remarkable wingspan of approximately 5.5 feet, or the size of some people. The shape of the wings seems to be tied directly to the body size. Smaller fruit bats have shorter wings that enable them to maneuver very well while flying under canopies. Larger fruit bats have longer and narrower wings that enable them to fly for longer periods of time over immense distances. Males tend to be larger than females on average. When physical differences exist, the males are more likely to have unique appearances, while the female has a more typical fox-like appearance. One of the bats' defining traits is their nocturnal nature. They come out at night between the dusk and dawn hours to feed. Fruit bats are no different. Only a few species buck this trend and feed during the day. Many potential reasons have been hypothesized to explain the bat's nocturnal behavior, but the most likely explanation is that the bat is trying to avoid predators. The few species that do regularly venture out during the daylight hours appear to be free of predatory pressures. Despite sharing this nocturnal behavior with their bat cousins, fruit bats are unique in many respects. They are the only family of bats that regularly rely on their sense of smell and vision rather than echolocation, the animal's sonar system, to perceive the world around them. Only a few species of fruit bats are actually capable of simulating a crude form of sonar through the use of tongue clicking. However, it is unclear whether the fruit bats lost the echolocation ability in the distant past or simply never evolved it in the first place. These bats tend to be among the most sociable of all mammals. With the exception of a few solitary species, Their social arrangement usually revolves around large groups of up to 200,000 individuals. The size of the group may be related to the availability of local food supply. In places where food is more common, the bats will congregate in huge numbers. While a few species migrate immense distances with the advent of the seasonal rains, most of these animals remain near the same roosting site for much of their lives. These roosts are a cacophony of different sounds and noises such as squeaking, bleats, and trills. At least one species, the Egyptian fruit bat, has the ability to learn from other individuals and alter their vocalizations, which gives rise to a kind of local dialect. The tropical or subtropical forests and savannas of the Eastern Hemisphere, spanning between the eastern Mediterranean and Australia, contain all the fruit bat species from the family of Pteropodidae. A few more species unrelated to this family can be found in Central and South America. More than half of the fruit bats roost in trees. The rest inhabit caves, rocks, bushes, and even buildings. If left undisturbed, they have shown the ability to use the same roost site for decades.